Hey guys, this is Christine. I wanted to go first for some final messages right before Caden goes. Unfortunately, I'm really sorry I couldn't be here tonight. I had a CAP showcase over at UVU where I'll be presenting some stuff in like an engineering class that I'm taking. So I'm sorry I can't be there. I really wish I could be. It's kind of hard recognizing a little bit that this is the end, that 4 years have gone by, that in 3 days of school left and I'm gone. There's no more practices, no more marching camps, no more drills, no more run it one more time, none of that. And I almost can't even begin to think about that really, because it's just been something I've gotten so used to and something that is a part of me that I can't really even imagine what life is like beyond marching band, beyond what we do every day with each other, the family that we have. And I think that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about, is just the power of the individual and kind of what marching band can do for you as a person, not just an instrumentalist or a marcher or anything, but what marching band can do for you. So to set the scene, I'd like to take it back to good old days of 2013 when I was an 8th grader. I was living in Australia, in the capital of Australia, Canberra. And I had just left my half year of an all-girls preparatory academy. So as much as you can imagine that, an all-girls private school. No marching band there, no guys, no anything like that. No programs that really had anything to do with marching. It was all just concert band. That was the kind of focus. And I had fun. I had learned the flute at that point, gone a couple years, but there's something missing, something not as engaging. And that's something that I found when I came here to Wasatch. But when moving here, I had that 1 year in 8th grade, and then 9th grade was starting. I'd seen all the movies, all the TV shows about what high school would be like, full of friends you'd find, and those stereotypical jocks and everything like that, the band geeks as what we see. And I was just remember being mortified. I never really had a really great time making friends. I always thought it was really hard, so I was scared out of my wits. But what I found after being with Mr. Ball in 8th grade was that there was programs I could pursue. There was something I could find, a little school before school, and meet people. I could have a family, I could meet people, I could have friends, I could make that transition easier by finding a community of people like me. And through cross country that I did, but also I found that in marching band, getting the opportunity to just start learning all this weird stuff that I'd never even heard of before, marching on the road and doing parades. And granted, back then we were in visors, we were in girls' soccer jerseys, and oh man, everyone complained. I don't think anyone was glad to be in that stuff, but it was a place to start, at least. And I remember looking up to certain people that I found in that group, mainly Maggie and in even some ways Jonathan. But I found people who were leaders, people who invited me, people who loved music, people who were interested in making something bigger than just a piece. It was a show, it was entertainment, it was for the community, it was for each other. And that was something I never really knew existed. And I'm so glad I found something like that. And the thing is each year that's happened, it's like learning something new all over again. You're not the same person from year to year. You keep learning, you keep building. It's not just even in the marching or just playing musically, but kind of growing as a person as well. Becoming a leader, becoming that friend as a senior or a junior that you needed when you were a freshman or a sophomore. Making that community, making that tight-knit family that kind of makes band special, kind of has that and lopes all those band geeks together because we're really just a family. And so it was great to become a part of that. And honestly, that's kind of what I needed when I was a freshman. I didn't have anything else. I needed that. So it was good to have. And so that's not even where it ended. Like, I started it because I think I wanted to get better at music, and I kind of just wanted friends. And it kind of turned into something a lot bigger than that. I just know in my, these past couple years, just junior and senior year, I just been able to grow as a leader. And I know being given the opportunity to be a section leader and be a drum major has meant like the world to me. I know I started marching band and I got engaged into it, and it was so fun. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. Even though we weren't good, I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed making something that was bigger than me, and I loved that. But even then, getting the opportunity to be a leader and to be a friend to others, that honestly meant the world to me too, because what I really feel like marching band does is it helps you grow as an individual. Not just in your musicianship, but you can grow as a person. You can kind of be more confident. You can have those friends and everything, but you can feel good about yourself and feel good about the things you make and the things you practice towards and the things you work for and the things you spend hours on the field working, and all those days you're sweating and all those days you wish you could just take another water break, and all of those times you're working, yes, on a show, but you're working on yourself. You're getting tougher. You're being a better leader, a better friend. And you're devoting yourself to something that's a great cause, something that benefits the community, something that benefits you, something that benefits the people you perform for. Because that's all we ever really do this for. It's to perform, to give back to people. And I think that's probably the noblest thing you can do. And so that's what marching band started to become for me. It was a way to kind of make myself a better person, to kind of believe in myself for the first time, and to get the opportunity to be a leader, especially drum major this year, was phenomenal, because it's just great to have an opportunity to get to just start believing in yourself. I don't even know what I'm saying, but to be able to be that leader and to be that friend, it means, like, I can't even begin to describe. It meant everything to me. It meant everything. And honestly, it's hard to say goodbye to that, because being part of something and being able to lead it and put all those hours into it, it means something. And, oh man, I'm getting emotional, but honestly, I didn't think I would cry. I was just thinking, wow, it's marching band. Sure, we march together, we are in the hot sun together, we joke together, we laugh together. It's not that much. It's not that much. But I know it is. It really means everything. The times we have together, the times I got to lead, the times we watch other bands, the times we celebrate our own work, all those times meant everything. And so, I guess my final message after that story all over the place is that you have that same ability. You have that power to put in the work you want. You have that power to be more confident, to make a friend, to be a friend, to make something bigger than yourself, for yourself and for others. You can do that. I'm talking to those of you who are returning, who have already seen this, I'm sure. I'm talking to you who've never even stepped one foot out for marching or anything. Because I know firsthand from that first time, you never stop growing. You never stop improving. And so I know that our program can get better. It's made insane leaps every year. From that one year that we were just wearing visors and wearing jerseys for Pete's sake. And we were awful. We had an awful mentality. We weren't confident in ourselves, and we didn't sound good. We didn't have good balance. We didn't have any of that. But what we had was each other. I know that sounds cheesy, but we had each other. And our band wasn't made up of just a ton of musicians. It was just individuals. You could count us all. You could name all of us off. Everyone knew each other by first name, last name, everything. You just knew each other. And that's what it was. It was just a family. And we just thought we were crazy enough to go march in the hot sun and do something bigger than ourselves. And so I don't think that's changed. I don't think it will ever change. That's what you guys are. You are people. Each of you can add what you want and make the program whatever you want. And you do that by being a friend. And you do that by putting in all the work you can and working as hard as you can, because it's worth it. You'll see it's worth it. Over the 4 years, the fact that we've been able to jump like this, we're competing for, that's crazy. The fact that we're competing and we didn't get last. Oh my gosh, we didn't get last. And it's amazing to see that. And that's all because of you. And that's because of each individual. And that's something I hope can never change. And that's really what marching band is. It's been that special bond between people and the work that each person puts in, because the marching band is each of you. It's like a little mosaic of just everybody working the part that they can to do what we can together. Okay, and so to finish off, my camera stopped recording because I was talking too long. I just wanted to leave you guys with this. You matter. You have the chance to change everything just because of you. You can grow. You can make everything better. You can make our program jump the way it's been jumping through what you do, what you choose to spend your time with. And so one idea that me and Caden had for just maybe making a little bit of a tradition and passing something down to the new drum majors was our idea to recycle these drum major gloves. But they're a little bit different than just regular drum major gloves, because what we did, I'm going to try and show you. We have our gloves, but we all wrote our initials on the inside. And so we did that for both of our gloves. And so what we're hoping to do is hand them down to the next drum majors. So Natalie and Liz, we're going to give you one of each so that both of you will have a little bit of us whenever you conduct. And I think we kind of hope to do that in the regard that you just never forget the fact that each individual is what makes this band. And for drum majors and for leaders, it's the same thing. Each of us that has come before and each of us that will go for however long our band continues to grow, each of us, that's what makes the band. And so, yeah, we're going to, hopefully Rizko will give these out now or later, or maybe he already did it. But yeah, we're going to give those out to you guys because, yeah, you deserve it. And honestly, I can't give any more advice to either of you because I both respect you immensely as people. I know you'll do a great job because you are those people that work hard and you're friendly and you're so kind and you put your life into this program. And honestly, it shows. And honestly, I can't really give you any advice because I honestly would hope to be more like you because you guys exemplify where our program is going and what is to come. You guys exemplify that. And so, I gotta sign off now. Not quite the one for theatrics. Don't think I'm gonna call you or anything. I wasn't that assertive in marching band, so I'll just say thank you. Thank you for everything you've done for me. And I hope you can do the same for everyone who's to come. I love you guys, and goodbye.
Hey guys, I'm really sorry that I couldn't make it to the step-off meeting for this year's marching season. I'm supporting my brother at a CAPS showcase right now, so that's why I couldn't make it. But Riska has asked me to maybe to talk to you guys and maybe give you a little motivation or a little experience of what I've had in my marching seasons to hopefully start you guys off on the right foot and so you don't make any mistakes that I did, huh? Okay, for my message I want to give you guys, I want to paint you a picture real quick. I want you to really kind of imagine what I had experienced my freshman year in marching band. So imagine 15-ish members out on a field playing a Black Sabbath song. Yeah, something Bala would have really loved to listen to back then. Think of us dressed up in white women's soccer uniforms, soccer jerseys, wearing white tennis visors as shakos. Not the prettiest thing you've ever seen. It was probably the most terrible experience I've ever had in my high school career. It was my first year of marching. We sounded terrible because we had little people and no balance whatsoever in our band. We looked terrible in those ugly uniforms, and we weren't progressing. There was no expectations whatsoever. We knew we weren't ever going to amount up to anything. That's what our mindset was back then. And you can only imagine as a freshman what that would be like going into such a rigorous activity and not gaining anything out of that. And it was hard. It was really, really hard. Once again, it was kind of inevitable because that was our first year of having a marching band ever since in the high school, even the first year of having a marching band in high school since it was dissolved a few years ago, before that. But yeah, it was hard for me as a freshman not having any expectations of winning any competitions or doing anything like that. So it was actually that October, near the end of that marching season, I went up to my parents and said, "Hey, I am not liking this experience. I don't like not putting all this effort into something and not gaining any reward out of it. Is there any way I can still go to Wasatch High School as a student, but go to Park City and play in their marching band?" Yeah, I actually asked my parents that, and they said no. Obviously, they said, "Hey, I don't want to waste gas, and that'll just make your school life just more hectic. So best not if we do that." So I was kind of stuck in this weird situation. But being our first year with having a marching band, we had this motto, and it's something we kind of lived by, and it was we needed to build a foundation for the next generation band. We needed to make a starting point for us so we can only grow. And we kind of thought, hey, yeah, if we make this foundation, then maybe in 10 or 15 years, it'll work out. We'll actually be seeing some great progress. But fast forward into the future, 4 years, we're actually there. We made it to the competing. You guys were there. You guys took part in that. I can't tell you how amazed I am at that. If I went back and told my freshman self that, I probably wouldn't have believed it. And to think of how much progress we've made over these past 4 years is mind-blowing. Like, here's a few things that I've seen change. We got a color guard. I was stoked that I was able to get enough girls to make that our color guard. Something that changed from my freshman year, our lead trumpet player stopped ditching our final performances. Hey, that's amazing. We actually have trumpet players to perform with. That was pretty great. Another thing that has changed that changed from my freshman year is our trombone section actually stopped after a few of them graduated, has stopped taking breaks during band practice to go take smoke breaks. Yeah, surprise. Yeah, our trombone section was pretty addicted to cigarettes apparently back then. Um, yeah, that's a good thing that changed, huh? Then our percussion is amazing this year. My freshman year, we probably changed our percussion line every month or so because they just dropped out. They didn't want to be there. And then we'll obviously beg them to come back. So it'll be back and forth and back and forth. And Mr. Bala will scare them back in or bribe them with money or gumbo or something like that. And it wasn't stable at all. And now we have a fantastic drum line. And these are just amazing steps in the band that I never thought I would ever experience because I thought it was always all going to happen after I was graduated. So I'm just blessed to have seen it, and it's blown my mind. And so that's kind of what I want my message to be to you guys is that when you are in the middle of something hard, like my freshman year, trying to deal with this weird situation I was put in, like if you're out in the middle of a hot marching field or out in the middle of a hot parade and you're really wishing you could be a part of another band or somewhere else other than there, I want you to take a look of where you started, and I want you to take a look at how much you've progressed to get to where you are now. And that is what the progress that will make your experience better is the progress you would make in those situations, how you will push yourself to break through those hard barriers. And that's the kind of stuff that'll blow people's minds. And that's basically all I have for you guys. But before I sign off one last time as drum major, I need to do something real quick, and it involves some participation with you guys. So can I have Elizabeth Finlayson, wherever you are at, can you please stand up? I know it's going to be really cheesy. Just bear with me, guys. So Liz, are you standing up? I hope you are. Okay, I want you to move into the front of the room and face the audience. Now just be for a little bit, so just bear with me. And I'll give you a couple seconds to do that. All right, I hope you're there. Okay, you're going to sit there for a second. Everyone else in marching band who is going to be marching the 2017 Wasatch High School marching band show, go ahead and stand up from your seats. You don't need to move anywhere. Just go ahead and stand up from wherever you are. And all the returning members who I've marched with before, we're doing it one last time. I'm calling you attention one last time. I know it's got to happen, guys. I got to do it for myself. All the new members who are doing it, all the freshmen and everyone new, go ahead and follow suit, follow what all the returning members are doing. And I'm going to be calling you guys to attention. Okay, ready? I got to hear you from the CAPS building all the way across the city. That's how loud we got to be. Got to progress from how loud we were last year, right? Okay, ready? Bantan, hot! I hope I heard that. I hope I felt some disturbance in the force. Okay, guys, stay at attention real quick. I want you to stay there. It'll be really fast. I promise you, you don't need to stay there for too long. I just need to tell Elizabeth something. Okay, Liz, back to you for a second. I want you to take a quick look at each musician that is standing up right now. Each marching band member that's at attention. And I want you to promise me something. I want you to treat each individual out there, each musician, each person as your top priority. I want you to make sure they are progressing and they are having a good time. They are not hating going to marching band. And if you are the one that's going to have the most control over that, if you befriend everyone in there and make sure they all become friends with each other and they're all progressing, you're going to be a great drum major and you're going to progress the band way, way, way far. Okay, that's it. Liz, the band is yours to call at ease. I love you guys. I know it's going to be a fun year for you with this new theme you're doing. And I can't wait to see what great things you're going to do out of it. And I can't wait to brag about being drum major of the Wasatch High School marching band at least a couple years, huh? Love you guys. I wish you the best. And let it happen, Captain.